Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll lead you step by step as we crochet together this super cool and trendy crochet mesh bucket bag designed by me. This bag is perfect for all your summer essentials and is guaranteed to turn heads wherever you go. So grab your yarn and hooks and let's dive into this fun project together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more creative tutorials like this one. Let's start crocheting! Grab your yarn and your hook and make a slip knot. Insert your hook. And we're going to start by chaining 57 chains. And 57. This is our foundation chain. We're going to start round 1 by skipping this first chain from the hook and go into the second chain. I always prefer to go into the back loops, but you can go into the chain, of course. I'm going to go into the back loops here. If you turn your chain around, you're going to see these back bumps here. I'm going to go into this one and work 1 single crochet. Then I'm going to fake a first double crochet by go into this left loop here and work another single crochet. If you're a beginner to crochet, it's best to mark this first stitch so it won't confuse it. Next we're going to move to the next stitch, to the next bump, and work a double crochet. And so on. We're just gonna work 1 double crochet into each back bump of the foundation chain until we get to the last chain. This is our work so far. I'm gonna work 1 last double crochet. And here in the last chain, you don't have to go into the back bump. Sometimes it gets a bit challenging. So let's go into the chain itself and turn our work 180 degrees. I think it's 180 degrees, haven't checked. And go into the same chain and work another double crochet. Now we're going to work on this side of the foundation chain, and you see that now it's easier to locate the stitches because we worked into the back bump, so I highly recommend that. So let's move to the next stitch and work 1 double crochet like before. And this is how it's going to go. Just going to work 1 double crochet into each of the chains, and we're going to finish our round with 112 double crochets. This is my last double crochet for this round, round 1. And this is how our first round looks. What we're going to do next is take out the stitch marker. Insert our hook into this very first double crochet, the fake double crochet that we made, and slip stitch. Grab the yarn into the loop. When you have 2 loops on your hook, you're gonna grab the left one into the right one. And to join the round, chain 1. And we're gonna start another round of double crochets. We're going to insert our hook into the same stitch we just slip stitched into. Yarn over into the loop, work 1 single crochet, insert our hook into this left loop, yarn over into the loop and work another single crochet, just like we did before, the fake double crochet. Move to the next stitch and work a standard double crochet. Of course, mark your first stitch, it always helps, and simply work one double crochet on top of each double crochet in round 1. See that? It almost got me. I almost thought that it was another double crochet, but no, it's the slip stitch that we used to close the round. So we're gonna skip it at the end of the round, take out the stitch marker and insert our hook into the first fake double crochet, yarn over and slip stitch, chain 1 to close the round. What we're gonna do next is this. Start with a fake double crochet, again, mark it with a stitch marker, move to the next stitch and work another double crochet, move to the next stitch and work another double crochet, so 3 double crochets overall, chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet into the one next to it. All right, move to the next stitch and work 1 double crochet, move to the next stitch and work another double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, move to the next one and work a double crochet. And this is basically our pattern. We're just going to repeat that. 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and repeat. So let's continue working this pattern and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here I am working my last double crochet for this round, then chain 1, and now that we're at the end of round 3, we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. Insert your hook, yarn over into the loop. When you have 2 loops on your hook, you're going to insert the left one into the right one. And this was our round 3. Chain 1, start round 4 with a fake double crochet into the same stitch that you just slip stitched into, and then we're going to repeat round 3. We're going to place 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet from last round. And when we have a chain, we're going to skip it, chain 1, and move to the double crochet after it, and repeat. 3 double crochet, skip 1 stitch, chain 1, and repeat. This will give us the beautiful mesh look that we're looking for summer, but also will keep our things safe and secure inside. So let's repeat this pattern and I'll meet you at the end of the round. When we finished with the round, we're going to slip stitch into the first fake double crochet of the round, like we did before, chain 1, and from now on we're just going to repeat this pattern, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, repeat until we get to round 17. Don't forget to work one fake double crochet at the start of your round, then 2 double crochets. Oop, missed here. Chain 1, skip this stitch, and double crochet again. I'm gonna work my rounds off camera, of course, and I'll meet you back again at the end of round 17. As we're finishing our last round, round 17, we're gonna slip stitch into the first stitch of the round and chain 1. Grab your scissors and cut off the yarn. Pull the hook. I recommend using a stitch marker to mark the first double crochet of the round because we're going to need to count. Now make sure you have 4 stitch markers nearby. Then starting from that very first stitch here that we marked, the first stitch of the round, we're going to count our stitches starting from this very first double crochet here that we've marked, and mark the stitches 24, 41, 80, and 97. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The chain counts as a stitch, of course. 24, 41, 80, and 97. Once we have our 4 stitches attached, we're going to attach our yarn into stitch number 41. So grab your yarn, start with a slip knot or whatever other method that you want to attach your yarn with. Take out the stitch marker. Insert your hook, and now we're going to start by a decrease. So grab your yarn into the loop, grab your yarn into the 2 loops, start a fake double crochet by inserting your hook into the left loop, grab the yarn into the loop, and stop here. Continue to the next stitch and start working a double crochet. When we have 3 loops on our hook, we're going to grab the yarn into the 3 of them. Now take the stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Next we're going to skip 2 stitches, chain 1, and start working our pattern of 3 double crochets and then chaining 1. We're going to repeat this pattern for 8 times. When you're done repeating this pattern for 8 times, you're going to have 4 stitches away from stitch number 80. Let's work our last chain. And now we're going to work into these 2 double crochets, a double crochet decrease. And work 1 double crochet. Next you're going to turn your work and work a double crochet decrease into the first 2 stitches. Move to the next stitch and decrease. Next we're going to chain 1 and continue with our pattern of 3 double crochets, chaining 1, 3 double crochets, chaining 1, until we have 4 stitches left. And now we have last 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work 1 double crochet decrease into these 2 next loops, next stitches. Then we're going to chain 1, take out the stitch marker and double crochet into that last stitch. And let's make sure we have 34 stitches in this row. To start row 20, we're going to turn our work. We're going to skip these 2 stitches, this first double crochet and then chain 1. We're going to go into that 3rd stitch and work a fake double crochet. Go into that next stitch and work another double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and proceed with our pattern of 3 double crochets, chain 1 until we have 4 stitches left. When we got to the last 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to double crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. Then we're going to skip this stitch, this chain right here, and double crochet into the last stitch. Next, turn your work. I'm going to start by double crochet decrease. So start with single crochet, stop here, move to the next stitch, and decrease. Makes it easier to find this first stitch if you mark it with a stitch marker, so if you want, please do. Then we're going to chain 1, skip these 2 stitches, this double crochet here and the chain 1, and start with our pattern of double crochet 3, chain 1. We're going to do that until we have, again, 4 stitches left. When we got to the end of the row and we have 4 stitches left, next we're going to turn our work. We're going to skip this stitch right here, the first stitch, and work a double crochet decrease into those next 2 double crochets. Next, move to the next stitch and work 1 double crochet. Then chain 1 and proceed with our pattern of 3 double crochets, chain 1 until you have 4 stitches left. When you reach the end of the row and you have 4 stitches left, we're going to work 1 double crochet decrease. We're going to skip this chain and work a double crochet into the last stitch. Before we move on, make sure you have 22 stitches in this row. Next, turn your work, double crochet 3, chain 1, and repeat this pattern until you have 2 stitches left at the end of the row. One last chain. When you got to the end of the row, you see you have 2 double crochets left. We're simply gonna double crochet into the 2 of them. And again, you're supposed to have 22 stitches. Next, turn your work, double crochet 2, chain 1, and proceed with the pattern of 3 double crochets and chain 1 until you have 3 stitches left. When you got to the end of the row and you have 3 stitches left, we're gonna double crochet only 2. And now we have symmetrical row. Next, turn your work, work 2 double crochets, chain 1, work the pattern of 3 double crochets and chaining 1, and repeat it until you have 2 stitches left. And when you got to the end of the row, you have 2 stitches left, double crochet into the 2 of them. And again, you're supposed to have 21 stitches in this row. Next, you're going to repeat row 25 for 17 more rows until you get to row 42. So let's do our rows. I'll do mine off camera and I'll see you at the end of row 42. Once you're finished and you reached row 42, let's chain 1, grab our scissors and cut off the yarn, pull the hook, and now we're going to move on to the other handle. Now we're going to go with find stitch number 97 that we've marked before with a stitch marker, and we're going to attach our new yarn there and do the exact same pattern that we used for the first handle, the first strap or handle. Don't forget to mark the first stitch. It really helps later. So I'm gonna do my second strap off camera and we'll meet again at the end of row 42 of the second strap. When you're done crocheting the second strap and you have reached row 42, now we're going to connect the 2 straps. Chain 1 to secure it. I recommend using a stitch marker here. Now the straps are supposed to look like this at the end. We will connect them like this, but we're going to crochet them together from the inside of the 2 straps. So face them together like this. This is the front side. Open the 2 straps. Face them together. And then attach them like this. Make sure that the end of the second strap is on the right side and the stitch marker is also here. We're going to slip stitch them together 21 times. We're going to slip stitch the 2 straps together from the inside for 21 stitches. We have 21 stitches here, we have 21 stitches here. We're going to crochet them together. So take out the stitch marker, make sure that the working yarn is behind the stitch. Insert your hook again. We're gonna go into the back loop of the strap that's closer to us and into the front loop of the strap further away. So make sure that you know where the back loop and front loop is. This is the back loop, this is the front loop. I'm gonna go into the back loop here and into the front loop on the other strap stitch. And when we have 3 loops on our hook, I'm going to yarn over into the 3 of them. And this is our first slip stitch. Let's go into the next stitch, again into the back loop, into the front loop, and slip stitch into the 3 loops. Back loop, front loop, slip stitch. Let's continue doing so until we reach the end of the 2 straps. This is how it's supposed to look. It will look even better on the front side. And now we're done connecting the straps. Let's chain 1. Grab our scissors and cut off the yarn. We'll weave in the ends later. And now we have a seamless connection between the straps. Let's go to the final part. What we're going to do next is work on the edges of the bag. This circle right here is going to be covered in single crochets to make it look nicer. So first take your yarn, work a slip knot, place it on the hook, and go into each of these stitches right here at the bottom of the circle. It doesn't matter in which side you'll do it, just as long as it's this part. So insert your hook in each stitch, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 2 loops, and this is our first single crochet. Again, recommend to mark it. Move on to the next stitch and work a single crochet as well. This is what we're going to do until we reach this part of the curve. And of course, you're going to single crochet in the chain space as well. When we get to this curve right here, when we start our straps, you're going to place 2 single crochets on the side of each double crochet. Of course, double crochet is called like this because it's 2 times the height of the single crochet. So go into the double crochet, doesn't matter where. Move to the next row and work another 2 single crochets. Again, into the next row. It doesn't have to be super precise. So let's continue working those single crochets around this ellipse right here, the circle, and I'll meet you again at the end of the round right here. When we got back to this part here at the bottom where we have the stitch marker and 3 or more double crochets, we're just gonna place 1 single crochet on top of each double crochet. And of course 1 single crochet in the chain space. When we're done and we got back to the stitch marker, we're going to take out the stitch marker, insert our hook into the first single crochet of the round, grab the yarn into the loop, and when we have 2 loops on our hook, we're going to slip stitch and insert the left one into the right one. And then we're going to chain 1, grab our scissors, and we're going to flip our bag and do the same on the other side. When we're done, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round and chain 1, grab our scissors and cut off the yarn, and the final step is just weaving in the ends using our darning needle. So just grab the darning needle and weave in any ends left. Cut off the ends if you have too much of it. And our cute little summer bucket bag is done. I hope you love it and you're gonna use it a lot this summer, and if not, I hope you're gonna give it to someone you love. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. It will help me a lot to upload more crochet content like this. See you next Monday!